everybody, it's Horse Wonder Wednesday, and today we are going to be talking about hoof trimmings for horses. So we had a farrier recently come out for our 3 horses, our mare and foal and our pony. So Prince Charlie here had his very first hoof trimming, and so we're going to talk about selecting a farrier for your horse, the timing of when to get their trims done, shoeing versus leaving their hooves bare. And I'll let you know how it all went with our 3. Were they well behaved? Did we have some issues? And when that farrier will be back. And how the experience went. Did we like our farrier? Will he be coming back? So we have Charlie, who is now 5 months old. He is a half Clydesdale, half Gypsy Vanner horse. So he is a drum horse. And then we have, oh, Charlie, no. You're pulling me backwards. Give it back. Give it back. Boop, boop, boop. No. Give it back. No. Get in there. No. Thank you. Climb up here. Hi. I'm on top of you. Queen, say hello. Then we got Queen over there. Clydesdale, Gypsy Vanner Cross, also known as a drum horse. She's cleaning up Princess's hay because Princess moved up here. We made her own stall door. And by we, I mean my husband and the barn owner's husband, as well as another boarder's husband. They all worked together really hard to make this beautiful door for Princess. Charlie, that's my foot. No. So I was so happy to have the whole royal family up here in the castle. That's what we call this structure here. So Charlie is really happy to have Princess up here. Princess doesn't love Charlie, but hopefully she will learn to love Charlie and Queen so they can all enjoy each other's company. But she does not go out in the paddock with them. She has her own separate paddock, and she is kept separated in the stall. Charlie is intact, so they will not be going out together. Right, Charlie? Yes. Wow. When I got our 3 horses, I knew I was going to have to find a farrier for their hoof care. A farrier is a specialist in equine hoof care, and their job is to balance and trim a horse's hooves, and they can place shoes on a horse's hooves if necessary. So I did encounter a few different farriers at the farm where I board at. So I spoke to different farriers and spoke to other horse owners and tried to do my research and find a farrier that I thought was going to work out well for my horse's needs. Having a foal, I knew that I needed someone with a lot of patience because this was going to be Prince Charlie's very first hoof trimming, and I needed someone that was going to be patient with him since he is a baby. I also needed someone that has experience with draft horses because Queen has some really large hooves, and while she doesn't need stocks to be trimmed, some draft horses do require stocks that help hold them up in place so that they don't lean on the farrier. While Queen doesn't require that, she does lean and she does have a very heavy hoof. And so I knew I was going to need a farrier that has experience working with drafts. I ended up going with Carey Farrier Services. The reason that I chose to go with farrier Zach Carey is because I actually met him at a horse 4-H meeting for a club that my daughter is in, and he was so patient with all of the 4-H kids and with the horse he was working on, and he was very knowledgeable and taught the 4-H kids all about all the different tools that he uses and how he learned how to trim hooves. And I was happy with his experience level and the fact that he has worked with foals and draft horses. We had a really good experience. And while he does hoof trims as well as placing shoes on horses, I opted to do the trimming but not put shoes on my horses. Shoes can certainly be beneficial, but for the light work that I'm doing with Princess and Queen at this time, I don't feel that shoeing is necessary. And our foal just needs trims. On average, a horse will have their hoofs trimmed about every 6 to 8 weeks, but that can vary drastically, as some horses need their hoofs trimmed sooner because their hooves grow quicker, while others may file theirs down naturally and need trims less often. But also other factors can affect the trimming schedule as well, like the age of the horse, because younger horses can grow their hooves faster than older horses, the environment that the horse lives in, and then depending on what the horses are being used for, if they're doing shows, they may need more frequent trimming. In the case of my horses, my farrier, after looking at all their feet and trimming them all up, we decided on an 8-week trimming schedule, and then we will assess from there. Princess went first for the hoof trimming, and she behaved so perfectly well. Just a little princess, knew exactly what to do, and was the best behaved of the 3. And the farrier said she had really nice hooves. She was just a really, really nice pony. He was very impressed with her. Next up was Queen. While we were trimming Queen's hooves, we put Charlie in the stall right next to the cross ties that she was on, so he could still be close to her and she could still see him, because they are not used to being separated just yet. And so that helped to keep both of them calm while Queen was having her hooves trimmed. She did lean a bit. She had a bit more trouble holding her own weight and balancing on 3 hooves. So that's something we're going to be working on. And as she builds up her top line more and builds up more muscle, I think that's going to go a lot better. It's just going to take some time and exercise to get her balance and muscling back to where it used to be before she was pregnant with her foal. While he was trimming Queen's hooves, I did ask about Thrush. We've had a lot of mud with the winter weather around here, where it's been raining and freezing and then thawing out, and snow and then thawing again, and just all the mud. I do worry about Thrush. I haven't seen any signs, but it's always something that I am checking for. And thankfully the farrier said he did not see any signs of Thrush, that her hooves looked great, so that was really good to hear. So for Queen, we're just going to work on getting her more balanced to be able to hold her own weight better during farrier appointments. And then lastly was Charlie. And Charlie was a bit nervous because this was his first time getting his hooves trimmed. And so thankfully my husband was able to be here because Charlie is quite strong. So my husband held on to Charlie's halter and lead rope, and we decided, based off of the farrier's advice, to trim Prince Charlie's hooves in the stall that he was in, so that they could press him up against the wall for helping him to balance and keeping him in one spot. So while the farrier held his hoof up, my husband held his head and neck against the wall to try to keep him stable. He did have trouble balancing on 3 hooves, which is to be expected. It's all new to him, and he's just 5 months old. And thankfully he was not trying to bite or kick or rear up, anything like that. He was just having balance issues and was getting a little nervous and trying to hop away. But the farrier said that that was completely normal behavior for a foal's first time getting their hoofs trimmed, and every time that he gets his hoof trimmed, it's just going to get easier and easier for him, and he'll get better and better at it. So that was really good to hear. He did say he had some really nice hooves as well. And so the farrier is planning to come back in 8 weeks. I was really happy with the experience. He was so kind and patient with all of the horses, especially with baby Charlie, who definitely is very strong. He's over 600 pounds now. And so when he was hopping around, he was certainly pulling my husband and the farrier around a bit. And I was just really impressed with the patience. So Zach Carey will be coming 8 weeks from that appointment, and we'll see how the next round goes. But I think it's going to go even better for Queen and Charlie And then Princess is just an all-star, and I know she's just going to continue to be great. So if you're looking for a farrier in Massachusetts, you should definitely check out Carey Farrier Services. So thank you for hanging out with us on this cold, windy day today. And if you liked this video, hit that like button down below. And if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. We got lots more videos coming about saddle fitting and our first ride. So definitely check back. And if you haven't started your farm yet, what are you waiting for? Get your farm on.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you want a farm? A wicked awesome farm? Watch this channel to learn what to do. We love to farm and we'll show you. Yeah, welcome to our show. Whoa. Just one more story farm.